I got to fart.
Do you?
I could easily, but it would not be good. Ready?
Yeah.
What's up?
Well, welcome to it. Back at it
Same
again.
studio, new setup.
Right.
We flopped sides in the room.
Add some decor.
Yeah, you guys probably saw this from the thumbnail. We got live fire back here. This is kind of the vision.
Yeah.
Kind of.
And I'm sure you guys probably saw this on the Crocker Live.
Yeah.
As well, like us setting it up and everything. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of been your vision 100%.
Yeah.
I am not good at picturing things. This is one issue we've always had with anything we do. I'm like, I can't picture. I cannot picture. It's like, I'll just trust your process.
Yeah, and this is kind of, we'll still dial it in and all that lighting wise. Hopefully, fingers crossed, this looks good. We can color correct it good. It's not grainy. We got lights above us. I think we need to bring down on us a little bit. We got lights in front of us. We can adjust. We got stuff back here. You were not going to be able to see it all, but as we're moving, you might be able to see. We got a killer lamp over there. Yeah. Love it. It is expensive.
Well, it was on sale.
That's right, but it was expensive, baby. We don't tell them we got it on sale.
Oh, okay, yep.
YouTube's popping, baby.
This podcast again, $1 million though. We went to Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
And when we were checking out, because you saw that lamp.
Yeah.
And everything. We were
you
checking
didn't know, yeah.
And they rung it up and said the price. And I said, Jason.
You said, you got that? I said, yeah, baby, it's on sale, 50%.
Yeah, okay. I was like, okay, that's cool then.
Yeah. So we actually, it's pretty cool. We ran into someone at Hobby Lobby, and we, without, you're cocky, Jason, you got a big hand. It happens more now than it did. We get noticed when we go places. It just happened this day. We got noticed 3 times.
3 times? 3 times in one day. I think that's the record for us.
It is. And we got noticed at Walmart, and then we went to Hobby Lobby, and when we were there, I cannot remember his name.
Was it Ricky?
I'm the word. I could paint a picture of what he looks like. But he said...
So nice.
Yeah, very, very nice. He said his daughter watches a local YouTube channel. I don't remember what it was or anything.
Like a kid's one.
Yeah. And he was like, they ran into him and they met him or something.
Ran into him at Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween. And he said, soak this up. This never happens. Soak it up. You get to meet the person you watch and all of that. And so he was just like, I guess he took pictures and stuff with them.
And then it's like, I wanted to be like, well, do you want me to take your guys' picture?
Yeah,
but then I didn't want to.
You can't say that.
Because then it's like weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because then it's like, you want my picture? But it's like a lot of times people are too nervous to say something. And I'm the same way. If I met someone, like, I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, can we take a picture?
Yeah, and we're not like anything special or anything, but to some people.
Baby, you special?
Yeah. I took special classes in school. But
is that a true story?
100. I took hook on phonics, baby.
Well, you're dyslexic.
Yeah, they're special. Barley, nope. Nope. Barley, out.
Barley, listen. No, listen to your dad.
We don't allow him in this room. He can go in the rest of it, just not this room. But
he's
Lucy,
like a bull, and what's that? The
bull in a china shop.
Yeah, he'll just destroy.
But Lucy lays down back here. You can't see her. But
whenever we're telling him no, he just like looks down at Lucy.
Like what the? Yeah, it's like, all right. They all get their own special privilege in their own way.
That's true.
They all get their own like. We'll get back to what we're talking about, but Sawyer, he is the we sneak food to him.
Oh,
it's all if there's only enough for one dog, we're like over here.
Yeah, we're like give it to Soy.
Yeah,
Soy. That's true. He does get
He gets
there's something about it like you gotta give Soy the food.
Each one of them have their own little special thing, and that's our way of bonding with them, and they get their own little thing.
I guess it's probably like that, or parents were probably like that with us.
We're not going to get in on that one.
Yeah, I started thinking about it.
I was the one that never got the special treatment.
You're the one that had to pick up the slack.
Yeah.
But and then I was thinking about I mean, with my brother and I, yeah, there was special treatments in different ways.
Yeah.
There was something about
You got cars given to you. He didn't.
I wasn't gonna spell it out. I mean, I was definitely more spoiled when it come
Materialistic.
yes.
But with love, he got the love.
Yes. My brother.
No, Bandit. You ain't special either.
In this particular, don't tell her that.
No, ma'am. No. Go read some books.
Yeah.
We should have locked the door.
But yeah, my
No, Bandit.
There we go. Yeah. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, my brother definitely was the favorite.
Yeah.
But when it came to things, and not just little things, I got a lot of. My brother had the same vehicle forever. I had like 3.
Yeah.
And all this stuff. I think it was just something about, my dad wanted to teach my brother how to be financially.
Now he runs a business.
Yeah, financial stuff, and then
you mooch off YouTube money.
No, nurse money, baby.
No, I was gonna mooch off nurse money.
Yeah,
but this podcast took off, and we doing all right.
Yeah, so I guess it is kind of funny to think about. I mean, we do that with our dogs, and then when you kind of think about, at least with me, there were definitely special things for each kid.
Yeah.
But anyway, being seen.
But yeah, so we got notice and stuff, and I thought it was a pretty cool thing what he said. He's, was telling his daughter it doesn't happen often, this and that, and we were just like, well, what made you, what did you like search to find us? And he was just like, I'm into like solar and stuff, and I came across y'all, and I got into gardening. I didn't even think I was going to, and all this stuff. And he just said it's awesome seeing someone that you watch and you meet them in person, and just to be able to say hi to y'all and stuff like that. Like that's such a cool thing that we weren't expecting it at all.
And it is weird too.
No, Barley.
Oh my goodness.
Barley. Okay, good boy.
He listens to you so much better than me. It is weird also to think about like people, I don't know, again, big head or whatever.
Yeah.
That like.
Oh, I'm not worried about the kind of like the title of this video is going to already bring haters. Say what you want to say.
Okay.
We keep it real.
But it is weird that people like see us out and recognize us, or even would get excited to see us. Because in our heads, though, we're not.
Well, absolutely not.
It's just normal. It's normal.
Yeah. Well,
we're the most normal people.
Yeah.
Ever, and people. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to.
What's
across.
What's crazy is now I'll kick it back to a personal experience. As you guys can see, I'm very proud of this, but in the grand scheme of things, it means nothing. Got the 100,000 YouTube award back there, the plaque.
That means so much.
Well.
It's hard. It's hard work.
It is, but it's a materialistic item. It's not like it's just an award. Like it's.
But I think it's more so like symbolized.
Well, yes, I'm just saying. 100,000. We are very lucky. It's because of you guys that are watching. One day we'll get there for this podcast and get that. We're only 96,000 away. But dreams, baby, dreams. But there was a YouTuber. You guys can guess who it is. I did a video on the person. They used to introduce themselves. I never talked about this. Baby. They know. You'd probably know too, but they would introduce themselves, and he would say, "Hi, my name is. I have 100,000 subscribers on YouTube." When he would just meet random people, like if he went to a store, he went somewhere, and what? Who are you to say that? Now, he never did that in front of me. I was told by other YouTubers that he did that. But this YouTuber was with him when he went somewhere. And he would introduce himself that way. And it's like, we're well over the 100,000. And I couldn't even imagine being now walking and say, "Hey, my name's Jace Crocker. We got almost 300,000 subscribers." Like, I don't want to tell people up front that we do YouTube.
No.
So that's what I think there's, and I say this all the time, misconception about who we are and how we think of each other and what we think of ourselves and stuff. Never would I ever walk up to someone and say, "My name's Jason Crocker. I have almost 300,000 subscribers on YouTube. How's your day
I'd
going?"
be like, douche.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, if we were ever somewhere and you introduced yourself like that, I'd be like,
Well, I would never be that guy. You
I
wouldn't.
know.
You know what I mean? I would.
Yeah.
You would already see signs of that.
Yeah, I would be
it's-
like, whoa. I'd be like, okay,
Yeah.
whoa, life flashing before my eyes. What am I doing in
yeah.
my life? Like,
But we're like complete opposites. It's just more. It's almost one of those things too. When like you meet someone, like say you go to a party and you don't know anyone. They're like, "Oh, what do you do?" And it's
Mhm.
like, I build tiny houses. Oh, cool. Like you sell them? Not really.
Yeah.
Like we kind of beat around the bush of that we do YouTube.
It's
And
it's like this thing.
not
It's
in-
always this like it's just because too then you like it always gets in the conversation. What I don't like about it is
How much money do you make?
every time. Every time.
It always
always
comes
goes
down
like-
to that.
It's always like, oh, so like as a job, how do you make a career of that?
There's
How
good
much
money in
do
that.
you
There's
make?
good money in that, right? You know,
It's
and
just-
it's always that. And I'm like, well, yeah, we make $1 million on our podcast, of course.
Yeah.
Duh. We're the Crockers. We got 4,000 subscribers on our podcast.
Yeah.
Um,
What's up?
But yeah, it's very strange. So like whenever there's teach their own, you know, if someone feels the need to have to go introduce themselves that way, cool. But that's why it like takes us back when people are like, oh wow, I watch you. Like it's cool to meet you in person, you know.
Yeah. And it's always
because we're
it does like
yeah, it
throw
takes us
you off.
it takes us a minute to kind of like you know, and you don't want to just me, like you don't want to be like, oh cool man, you know, you don't want to be
Mhm.
cocky about it, but literally like my go-to thing is, what made you click on a video of ours?
I
How
haven't
did you find us?
I haven't noticed that lately. That's
That's-
kind of your like question.
Yeah, because I'm truly genuinely curious,
How did?
how did you find me and why would you stick around?
Yeah.
Because a lot of
Oh, that's a
people,
good question.
yeah.
Why do you stick around?
and that's why I kind of come in on, how did you find us, you
Mhm.
know? And a lot, like you would think, oh, the time-lapse video, it's got 5 million views. We're very proud of that. I am very proud of
Yes.
that.
That was
That's
some-
awesome. You were counting it down. I
Yeah.
didn't know. I didn't realize it was that close. And you were like, "It's going to hit tonight." And I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, like I'll every now and then, a couple months, I'll go look and I'll be
Yeah.
like, okay, and then I'll look the next day to see how much it's gaining, kind of a thing.
Well, this is what's weird, and this is where it's gonna be like cocky, big head, whatever. I don't give a shit.
Honestly, like that was so much work into that. That was
No, but this. Well, yes, but last year I posted because your dad came up and said something to me at the last Christmas party, and was like, "Oh, 8 million views for the year? Like, dang, I need to ask you for a loan."
Oh no, that
you
yeah,
know?
my stepmom.
Oh yeah, it
Yeah.
was. Oh, your dad said something also, but then she said, "Oh, if I need a loan, I know where to go."
Yeah,
We got 8 million views total for the year
last year.
last year, and
This
this
year-
year on one video we got 5 million. We
Yeah.
got 20 million views just on the Crockers this year. Wild.
I mean the work.
Yeah.
We talk about this all the time. All that like.
Did it
just-
die?
Yeah,
It's okay.
I
I didn't think it would last that long, anyways. I forgot to charge you.
mean, we talk about this all the time, so we don't have to get into it. But like the work we did even beforehand to get to
Yeah.
to this. Also,
The prep work.
yeah, to be able to put money down on land and everything with that video.
Yeah.
What's funny is all the comments there.
Oh, yeah.
Two things. It's so the shop video. It's always no insulation. Like,
Mhm.
like,
You're gonna
what-
regret that.
You're gonna regret that. You know, in the room, and then also it's like something about like privileged.
Yeah, you're
or,
privileged. Daddy's
this-
money.
yeah,
you
stuff like
know.
that. Is like,
No, he did not buy us a shop. He buys you cars. Come on, we
Yeah.
talked about that already.
yeah, they haven't seen this podcast.
Yeah.
But no, stuff like that is like actually that it took so much work to get to that point to even get this land, and then
Yeah.
even to that time lapse video, how much
Yeah.
went into it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and even just the sole fact of editing the time lapse, and this is what I don't think people
Going through all the footage.
I don't think people realize this when it comes down to YouTube. We say, well, actually, I was talking to Lone Cowboy. He was live. If you haven't checked out Lone Cowboy, check him out. He's awesome.
He's awesome.
He is our adopted dad.
Yeah.
And we literally call him Pops. He calls
For
us
some
children.
reason, everybody thought that he was
your dad
My dad
at the meetup. Yeah, which I get. They do somewhat look alike. They're white. But nah, it just happened that day. Your dad actually showed up with handlebar mustache. And Lone Cowboy's got one. It's just a very weird thing. There were very few people that actually saw your dad. Very few.
Yeah.
But I was watching Lone Cowboy live and stuff. And it's Lone Cowboy Adventures, by the way. If you guys, we will 100% forget to link that. But you can't miss him. Handlebar mustache, dude. Harley. But where was I going with this?
I don't know. I'm just here for the ride.
What were we talking about? Freaking Lone Cowboy messed me up.
Man,
dang it! What were we talking about?
That mustache got you in a trance.
No. What? Oh, we were talking about what goes into
the time lapse.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
He was like, I remember. He was talking about He's like, I need to take all my stuff off my laptop, put it in a hard drive. I said, I put everything on a hard drive. You try to keep the laptop, your computer as strong as you can with the most power to it, and you're bogging it down when you put all your stuff on there. So I got 1 million hard drives.
Many hard drives.
How
Call
long?
him Hunter.
Baby just went there. We say we want to get controversial. How long do you think we were at this property before we put that time-lapse video out? How many months did we work? Was it 8 months, 6 months?
I don't know.
6 to 8 months of work.
I think it was 6 months.
I think it was 6 months time-lapse in whatever. Something like that. 6, 8 months, something. But there was that much footage every day that we put on hard drives and kept it all. And I made the decision because I've learned early on, this is a YouTube tip for you guys, if you're going to do time-lapse, for multiple reasons, try not to put music in it. Try to save all your footage. Don't put music. I was going to say do not. Don't put music in it because you never know when that copyright might hit you. You lose your money on it.
When that copyright hits,
it sucks. Yeah, that's a whole nother. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna do videos on how to help y'all's YouTube channels get as big as y'all can or whatever. Just 5 million views over here. I'm gonna tell y'all my freaking secrets. You don't want music because, one, copyright issues. Even if it's copyright-free music, a royalty-free music, it still can get popped for it. And you do not want to work hard and lose your money. If you're doing
time-lapse.
Those are your big time-lapse videos just do well. It's just the way it is because you can't do them often. It takes a lot of work to get there.
If you think about it, what you want to see it start to finish.
Most
people who stick around to watch the day-to-day stuff, those are the true fans and stuff. But
your average viewer doesn't care about you. They want to see what they came to see quick.
Yeah.
And so time-lapse videos are the thing. So, but you also
you'll get in on all that on a YouTube thing.
Yeah. You also don't want to put music on it because a lot of people don't like watching building with music. So we made the conscious decision to do the video, no music, nothing like that, but to save all your stuff and put it on there. And because of that, and I truly feel like because of part of it's the work you have to do to get the footage as far as what project you're doing. I don't believe it's luck. I believe it's hard work. I believe it's the work you put into it. It's all the stuff because if you look at that thumbnail, if you didn't even know who we are, you didn't know nothing about that property, you see this old building and then you see what it looks like now.
Yeah.
You're going to click on it.
Unfortunately, too, that was one thing we always got hit with. Anytime we're whoa, this is doing really good. It's that's luck. That's luck.
Yeah, and it's luck. Yes. Luck is, I'm a big believer.
Instead of, hey, good job.
Well, yeah, but I'm a big believer in you create your own luck. Yeah. And, so we made the decision to do certain things and it makes the video, go viral because YouTube is looking for certain things and all that. What I was going to say, because of that, you bring in a lot of new viewers. And the thing that's wild is, and this is something I want to say for, anyone wanting to do YouTube or even maybe you're doing YouTube and it's not really getting where you're at. You're like, but I got a video that has 4,000 views on it and only have 100 subscribers. We have a video that has 5 million views and we don't have anywhere near the subscribers. Most people won't hit subscribe, so don't let stuff like that get you down. Yeah. But there's a big chance, like we were talking about earlier, you'll get noticed because there might be someone out there that only watched that video, but they're like, whoa. And I think that guy said that's the video he was watching was that time-lapse video.
Yeah, he did. He's talked about like the shop and stuff. So yeah.
So without that video, he never would have known who we were, and that experience, it wouldn't have been cool for both of us.
I do have a question.
Well, all three of us, but.
Do you remember the first time you ever got recognized?
Oh, no. Oh. No, not the first time. It would have been, no.
Was there ever like a time that like really like stuck out to you, either that you handled it bad or that you guys became friends after, or like?
That's hard. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. Because a lot of times it is just from in passing.
I don't think there was ever a bad time. I think maybe in my head I'm like, oh, it could have been better. Yeah. I could have made that a better moment for that person. I don't remember the first time. But I do remember. I remember thinking. I couldn't tell you who it was or anything like that. I would like to say it was in Texas, and I was at Walmart because go to Walmart every day. That's my headphones.
I know you're real loud in my headphones.
No, that would be this right here.
Oh, okay,
this one, yeah.
Okay.
So, I also talk a lot closer to the mic.
Yeah,
but that's where it sounds good and crispy, baby.
Ooh. So do I just turn this down?
That's your your headphones. Okay, there you go.
That
makes a big difference right there.
Whew.
But I remember thinking, I don't remember who it was or where or anything like that, but I do remember thinking, wow, this is something. This is catching on. And I think from early on, I kind of got that a little bit because I don't think a lot of people know this unless they went way back, but I did woodworking and I made 3 videos or something like that, and I put them online, and I never intended to be a YouTuber. I never intended to make this a job. I never intended it to be anything. I watched YouTube and I was a videographer, and I was watching woodworking, and I put 3 videos out and didn't think anything of it. And then one day,
you just went back and looked,
and it had like, I don't know, 50,000 views or something. And I was like, oh, wow. And then it took off. So it was never my intention to be like, I want to try to be famous. I want to try to be a YouTuber. I want to try to make money on this. It just happened, and I took advantage of that, the situation, as far as I don't have to go work a normal job. This could create money, which, again, never did I think this would ever be anything.
Yeah, you definitely aren't the type that, like, I mean, you have to work on your own.
Yeah.
Like, pace, schedule. You don't want somebody over you. And for me, like, I have to have, like, you have no option. You're going to work this day, or whatever.
Yeah, you're going to work these hours this day. You're doing this task.
Like, there's no option about it. Otherwise, like, I will slack. I am a procrastinator. Like, there's nobody's business. Like, bad. And I thought, all growing up too, like, I always thought, I was like, what is wrong with me? Like, I cannot get this dialed in. I cannot get my brain to not just procrastinate. And I try. I did not too long ago actually find out that it is like a true ADD thing.
Yeah.
And
but and I don't. We can get as deep into this if we want or not. I don't know. But you are a college graduate. You have a degree. You
I have a couple degrees actually.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
But it's like you're good in school.
I am
Barley.
No.
You have a different talent than I do when it comes to that.
Yeah. Well, that is like one thing I am. Like, not to brag or anything. Like,
no, it's just a natural thing.
I am very good at school.
Anyone that's gonna hate's already gonna hate. Who cares? Just say whatever.
It is just one thing. Like, so good in school. I always did very well without putting. It sounds weird, like putting too much effort in.
Yeah.
All my friends in nursing school or whatever, like, I would go out and party, come and take the test like hungover, and I'm like, I didn't even study, and I have the best grade.
Yeah.
And my friends that are still like my best friends to this day just be struck. They studied weeks on end and then just whatever. I don't know. I'm just very good at school.
Yeah. And I'm not. I'm the complete opposite.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense if you're dyslexic and you have trouble reading, everything is reading.
Yeah.
Or even if you can't pay attention during lecture, if you're not properly medicated or whatever.
I've never been medicated for anything, nothing like that. I knew early on that I wasn't going to make it through school. I wasn't going to do any of that. So I knew either I just worked a dead-end job I don't want to work, and this is 100% true. I thought that was my only option. I thought there was no possible way you could be your own boss. You could do all this stuff unless you have a college degree or you have a lot of money.
I think it is like almost like a generational thing where there was no option to, like, that's what you do. You graduate high school and you go to college. There's no other thing.
Yeah, that was just instilled in us.
It's like not even a thought about anything else.
I remember when my friends weren't going to go to college and I thought their life was ruined.
Oh,
100%. I was like, your life is ruined. And I didn't even want to go to school, but I just thought,
that's what you do.
Yeah.
So my thing is too, like in like what we kind of said. So you're dyslexic.
Yeah.
I know I mean, I don't know too much about this, but there are multiple different variations of being dyslexic.
Yeah.
Are yours like the letters gets mixed up or the words gets mixed up? Like, what is it?
It's more of a, if I'm reading, let's just say a book or whatever, right?
You're gonna be reading a book.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like, it could be like on a screen or whatever, like just a book. If it's a big chapter and it doesn't break up a lot, I literally be reading and then it just like becomes a thing, like a whole thing. I can't focus on like one line at a time. It just starts going crazy and my mind is like, it just all starts blending together. And then I'm like, I literally can't even go from one line to the next line. I'll read the same line literally 3 times.
Yeah.
And I can't focus.
Yeah.
And then it'll start just like, it just starts blending together and I can't see it.
I guess there's a lot of different things like that too. Because I'll do that too, where it does get blurry and I'll keep reading the same line. I'm like, and I can't move on. I can't go elsewhere because everything is blurry.
Yeah.
But that's also because I have astigmatism.
Yeah,
so
I might be describing it different.
Yeah, but I know I mean, again, there's just multiple things about that. But the thing is with schooling is everything is based off reading.
Yeah.
Every single thing. That's like the system that is built up is truly everything is based off reading. If you think about it in like grade school or high school, whatever, it's like, okay, read this and we'll talk about it. Or this is your homework to read this chapter.
Yeah.
If you can't read that,
no.
So it's like, okay, read this chapter. We'll come back tomorrow and talk about it. If you can't read that and you come back, like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. No, like if someone literally told me, like, they wrote a page on how to make this amazing cold beer ranch koozie.
That's a great koozie.
Start to finish, right? And I had to read it and then do it. I couldn't do it. But if someone sat here for 30 seconds and put this together
in front of you,
I could do it.
Yeah.
I'm very hands-on. I'm very much a visual learner, and I've never been able to read good. So to come back to kind of what we were talking about as far as like, you're very good with school, I'm not. I never thought that I could be my own boss. I never thought I could, because you were saying, you need that job or whatever. I knew I couldn't make it. I knew I literally worked like minimum wage jobs. I worked in warehouses. I tried every labor job you can. I cleaned up dog shit for years.
You cleaned airplanes?
I cleaned airplanes that big airplanes y'all fly on to go on vacation. I cleaned by hand. And then I would go home and pass out flyers on doors. And then I don't remember what else, but I had like 3 jobs at one time because I was like, I need to make money, all this stuff. I had a good job and I lost it, unfortunately. And then
you weren't just going to collect.
Yeah, like I got unemployment because I just instantly I didn't know what to do. I had a really good job and didn't, and I said I'm not going to stand on this. So I instantly started working 3 jobs. But I started trying to figure out like what am I going to do in life. I don't have money to start a business, nothing. And then I got fired from the dog job because I didn't go in during an ice storm. And I just started making stuff, and it sold, and it just took off from there. And I told myself, I don't want to have a normal job, because I truly felt almost every job I had, I worked harder than anybody. And you know what happens when you work harder than anybody? You do their job.
Yeah.
And I could not handle that.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably like a thing in most jobs. You know, like you're going to pick up the slack if you work harder than anybody.
And then the people will see that and work less because they know they can collect a check because you're going to do the job.
Yeah.
And that eats me up more than anything. Yeah. So I told myself, I was like, I have to create something that I work for myself, because the harder I work, the more it's paid off. But when you work for a job, the harder you work, the more you're giving money to someone else, and then you're going to do someone else's job.
Yeah.
So I learned early on, I guess not early on, but I learned about 10 years ago, I cannot work for somebody, because I'm not going to work a corporate job. I'm not going to work my way up and make good money. I am a labor job type person, and what I knew how to do could only make so much money.
Yeah. Well, you're like also very like a creative mind.
Well, yeah.
So that's, I don't know. I feel like a creative mind meshed with like the corporate doesn't necessarily go together.
No, not at all.
No.
I tried it. I did video work for corporate for 6 months, and I hated it.
That's like meshing creative and corporate.
Yeah.
You know, you're trying to do creative, but I'm sure you go in and it's a meeting and they're like, no, this. And you're like,
no, yeah, you get, I don't know. I did get some creative input, but at the same time, you're getting people that have no idea what they're talking about, trying to tell you how to be creative.
Oh, there's nothing worse than when people try to tell you how to do your job that
they have no clue what they're doing.
That is one thing with my job as a nurse, is like when I mean, you have to have like obviously like very much patience.
Yeah. This is someone's worst moment.
Yes, this is their
as
absolute
a parent, grandparent,
especially like you are in the critical care.
It doesn't get worse.
They are either dead or
about to be
dead. We are fighting to bring them back to like they're like it's like everything's on the line. So like, you know, I always get it, everything. But when
someone's there for a good while and they trying to tell you you need 37 boluses,
like whenever
you need to shut up.
And a lot of times too, I mean, medically, that's not a lot of people have the knowledge about it.
No.
So there's a lot of education in it as well.
You talk to me and I'm like,
So, I mean, a lot of my job is, when there's parents there, is education on everything. You know, before I do anything, I'm always educating about it, whatever. But then whenever it's constant, like, you know, no, it's this, no, it's that, no, it's that, like, you're wrong, it's because the TPN came off. Like, that's why our blood pressure is low. It's like, no.
Yeah.
No, it's not. And it's just like whenever you're being degraded over and over, it's somebody that doesn't know anything and you're trying to educate, and it's like.
And it's hard too, because again, I'm not in your position. I've never been here. I've never been a parent to take my child. I never, nothing like that. But I was just gonna say, I can only imagine, and they're not thinking properly unless they've been there a while. Then they probably should shut the hell up. But you know, if you're, I know, but if you're in the moment and something's happened to your child and you're there and you're saying things, like I could see where the patients come in and be like, I understand that you're upset. You maybe not know what's going on.
Yeah, it's like let us do our job. Let me do my job and save your daughter, son, granddaughter, whatever's life real fast, and then we'll talk about it. But no, hey, go. I don't know. I forgot what else.
Barley, outside. Barley. Barley, please go outside. There you go. Thank you.
Good boy.
Nope.
But it's just more so like when people try to tell you to do things and they don't know. Yeah. And again, like, so there was one time, and I'm obviously, this is what my entire job is medical. Just like one time my niece had to, like, she was just sick and had to have oxygen. And whenever I saw her, I lost it. Like,
Yeah.
I was just like crying. I was like, what is happening? Like, I see kids like this all the time. Like, what is going on? So,
Well, yeah, this is someone that's in your life, and
yeah, like, and
that's
it's just, and then
blood.
like she's fine. Like, she was okay. She just needed
Yeah.
a little puff of oxygen. And like, whoa. So like I always also like reflect back on that as well as like, so I couldn't imagine. I don't even have a kid, so
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like. But even my niece just needing a little bit of oxygen.
Yeah.
How much that like messed up my brain.
Yeah.
So I couldn't imagine how those parents feel. So
yeah. I mean, it's a weird thing. It's kind of,
it's just awesome.
when someone what?
It's just also like,
Oh,
just
I thought you said awesome. I was like, no, that's not awesome.
It's awesome, man.
It's a weird thing. I mean, every job's completely different. It's like people trying to tell a police officer what to do or what, there's.
Oh yeah, everybody. That's the biggest thing I think nowadays too is everybody picks apart a police officer's job.
Well, anything that could be online, and it's like this now because it became everyone has a cell phone, everyone films, and it's. People will film a bad altercation going down rather than helping. And then they'll be like, what you should have done was. And it's like, well, yeah, you get to watch the play-by-play of what happened.
Yeah. I mean, you can do that with your own life. Like, how many times do we look back and be like, man, we should.
Today we talked about that.
we shouldn't have started on the tiny house.
Yeah.
Like,
maybe,
like that.
We literally said today, I wonder how it would have turned out if we did this. And we played back what we did.
Yeah. I mean, everything is different in retrospect. So that's like how it is when things get filmed. And it just so happens everything that gets big controversial is the police things.
Yeah.
You don't know. Like, you have no idea what it would be like to be in that person's shoes, especially if you are not an officer.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm not
or
saying
a nurse or anything, whatever it may be.
Yeah. So, yeah, any situation, you do not know what it would be like to be in that person's shoes in that moment. And then, again, like, everything is so much different looking back on it. Yeah. Looking at the whole situation, and you're like, could have done this. Could have done that.
And I'm the type that's like, I think, God, I'm not in that position. I'm very grateful I don't have your job. I'm very grateful I'm not a police officer or military or whatever. Yeah. I'm very grateful that I get to just make videos literally about whatever I want. I choose what I put in a video.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, too, like with anything, that's got some cons.
Well, absolutely. I'm just saying.
What is your least favorite thing about
YouTube?
Yeah.
The money. I think we deserve more money. No. The thing I hate the most about YouTube. That's interesting. There's a lot.
Because I know we talked about me. There was a podcast about me not liking YouTube or whatever.
Yeah. I don't
know if we talked about you.
The judgmental side of it, I guess. And it could be anything, but it's just because I'm the type that, this more than anybody, I like to.
I already know.
Yeah, I like to explain. I like to explain why I do things, why I did something. That's just who I am. And I hate the fact that all of this is through typing whenever you have to respond. And if you respond to it in a video talking about it, then you get all the good people saying like, all you do is focus on the bad people. Yeah. But I'm just trying to explain why I did something. And that's what I don't like the most is I feel like I need to explain why, because a lot of times I feel like I'm misunderstood and I hate being misunderstood.
Yeah.
And I fully understand that a lot of stuff that comes out of my mouth does not come out like I think it comes out. And that's even in our personal life. I
want to say, and it's so, oh my gosh, guys.
Yeah.
All the time, he'll be like, I already know this is wrong, but I feel like this or whatever. Like, this isn't what I'm trying to say or whatever. And I'm like, okay, let me break this down.
Yeah. Sometimes I have a really hard time explaining why I feel a certain way or why I did something or it never comes out the way I would like it to come out. Barley, I try to explain. I think that's the thing I hate the most is I feel like I need to explain, and that ruins the experience for the 99% of people that watch just for the sole fact that they just like to watch.
Yeah, it is very hard to let go of that because that is, I mean, human nature. Everybody wants to be understood.
Yeah.
Whenever somebody actually understands you,
Yeah.
is that not the best feeling in the world?
Yeah.
Did like somebody?
Oh no, I'll just call them right out right now. Freaking local treasure, Art and Connie. They get it. I love them.
Yeah.
They'll just straight up be like, "Yeah, I saw this, blah 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 blah," and I'm like, "You freaking get it."
Yeah, like whenever you're with somebody, or again, just somebody
In general,
actually, fully understands you, how your brain works,
Yeah.
situations, everything like that. It is the most
Yeah.
thing.
Because you don't have to explain anything.
Yeah.
It just
So I think that's like the most human nature thing is like wanting to be understood.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, with YouTube, obviously you're gonna whenever you only put this bits and pieces out, you're going to be misunderstood. The more people that watch, there's more chance to be misunderstood.
Yeah.
And you definitely
I don't like being misunderstood.
You more than anybody I ever met. But like I get it. I get why you're like that. Now dealing with everything that we've been through.
I'm very misunderstood.
I like seeing I can't
Yeah.
I'm not gonna move on.
Well, I'll just say this with we're in a studio and we put a video out of us on the Crocker Life of us just in here getting ready to do something. And people commented and said, "That's so disrespectful. That's not yours, blah, blah, blah." And they actually said, "That's Jason's house. You're disrespectful. That's Jason's house. You don't deserve it." And I said, "Haha, my name's Jason. Yes, it is Jason's house. Haha, whatever."
Yeah.
And they were like, "Ugh, you're cocky, whatever." And it's like, actually, that's not being me being cocky. That's me being funny. Cocky would be that to me. That's something totally different.
Yeah. Again, like we deal with most things with humor. But
you were
like,
talking with your throat on that.
I know. I said, whoa. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, being an outsider listening to conversations too, like I get why you're very like I'm gonna explain everything.
Yeah.
Because you very much so are like misunderstood.
Yeah. And it sucks. I think a lot of things too, and I'll take it back. The thing that I hate the most out of YouTube is the success. And the bigger the channel got, the more success, whatever, clearly more money comes with it, the bigger the channel gets, more views, all this stuff, whatever. I get labeled as someone that is big-headed and you only do things for the video. You only do things. You think you're better because you have money. You think you're better because you have views. You think you're better because of this.
It's like, no, that actually just I do the things, but I just film my life, so I'm going to film this.
And I'm the same person when I started as far as my intentions. It's just your intention now is different, not mine. Your way of thinking of me is different, not mine. And that's what I hate the most, I guess, is
everybody's intentions with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's most of the time, I forget the quote or whatever, but it's like, I'm not different. It's just like people try to get something out of me, and when they don't get it anymore, now I'm the bad guy.
Yeah.
And that's what I hate about it. And a lot of, things like people that, may burn bridges with or whatever, they were very happy
while you were giving them things.
Why they were getting what they wanted and getting, when it comes to YouTube, maybe shout outs or I help people get
with anything.
I help people get equipment that no one ever would know about. I help people behind the scenes that no one will ever know about. But those people will never, ever talk about that. All they're going to talk about now is he's cocky, he's an asshole, he's this, he thinks he's better than everybody.
Yeah,
whatever.
Literally everything that you've done behind the scenes, even just since I've been in your life.
Yeah, so it gets to that point where there's a lot of people that will talk trash, but they will never say the good things that I did. They'll only say the bad. And I think that's the thing that I hate the most is they will sit there and bash me, but they won't sit there and say how much I helped them. Yeah. And at the end of the day, I can go to sleep fine. Yeah. And I don't care about haters talking trash. I don't care about those people or anything like that. Like, they know what I did, but they're gonna make themselves look better
I
by
don't
trying to make
know.
me look bad.
I feel like a lot of times when people get that mindset, though, they don't remember.
Well, they block it on purpose.
Yeah, again, like kind of what we were saying the other day, everybody's reality gets different, but
Yeah,
based on their own bitterness. It's
yeah.
crazy what bitter
It'll change a
mindset
person.
can do to your own vision.
Yeah.
I mean, just personally, like way back in the day, like I went through a bunch of stuff and just like my own mindset on everything was just so different. And it's like what we say all the time is like where you have to be alone to sort through everything, to go through it for me to
You have to
like,
be able to reflect.
yes. And then to even understand that. And like now I can see it. I see it in other people, and I see like even my own self kind of when it's starting to happen. It's like, well,
yeah. And I think that's another thing too. Like when something happens and like a bridge is burned or whatever, I put out a video and say something or whatever. People are like, "Oh, look at you acting like it never happened. Look at you like you're innocent. Look at you." It's like, no, I reflected on it. Whether like I'll like let's just say I'm in a bad mood one day and someone does something and I put a video out. I'm like, "Oh, they did this," and then the next day I'm like, "Guys, we need to put positive out there." And people would be like, "Well, you were negative yesterday."
Well, I feel like a lot of times though, there's another thing. It's like, well, you talk bad about this person. It's like actually that was like explaining the situation. That wasn't like trying to change
I'm not
anybody.
bashing them.
It wasn't bashing, not like anything like that. It was explaining this situation, explaining this situation. Because again,
I like to explain.
Yeah.
I feel misunderstood, and so I try to explain.
I think that is one thing though we both got to work on is, you know what, sometimes just acceptance of people aren't going to understand. So
and that's hard to walk away from when you're
it,
someone that really wants to be understood, but
not everybody's going to understand. And
not everyone needs to know.
Yeah, and not every situation needs to be explained. And
no.
It's got to be like, well, I don't know.
And I think that's the hardest thing. And that's why I think what's cool is when you go somewhere and someone walks up and says, "I watch your YouTube channel. I love the videos you put out." It's such a positive interaction. I've never, ever had a bad interaction in person. I've never had someone come up to me. I didn't hear it.
Yeah, I was gonna say someone walked by us in Walmart and said, "Bridge burner."
Yeah, I said, I didn't hear it. I didn't say anything, but here's the thing.
And I looked at them, I looked at you, and then I waited for them to walk away. I was like, they just said this.
But here's the thing. That person didn't stop. They didn't have the, "Bandit, get it. No, go." Her forehead is just bleeding. "Bandit, go. Bandit. Hey.
What'd you run into?
Go." She probably just, there ain't no telling. Go.
Well, we'll jump off.
It's not a lot. It's a thing. Look like maybe.
It's like a dot.
Yeah. There ain't no telling with her. She rolls and stuff. That's probably blood off something else. Who knows with that dog. But we'll end it on this, I guess. The thing is that person that walked by, again, I didn't hear him. I didn't see him. I don't know who it was. They're a coward. They're a loser. They're the type of person that would walk by and have to say it under the breath.
Yeah.
And I would have
like under the breath kept.
I would have a lot more respect for that person if they came up to us and said,
"Hey,
look, I really liked so and so, and you're burning bridges, this and that. Like, why did you do that?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?" I'd be like, "We can talk about it, sure."
But that's the thing. At the end of the day, not everybody's gonna be like that. And we're not gonna be understood. So we just gotta.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. If that person didn't have the guts or whatever, or even want to understand who we were, they don't deserve it. So I don't care. And at the end of the day, I think this is another thing that's like something that I'm misunderstood about. I truly sleep very fine at night. I don't care what a hater says. I don't care anything. We talk about it because we find it entertaining. We find it funny. Yeah. We do get annoyed with some people that say certain things that it's just downright rude or whatever, but at the end of the day, like, we don't care. It's just when you deal with it, we're the type that we talk a lot. We have Coffee with the Crockers, we have this podcast, we have the Crocker Life. Like we put a lot out there. So we talk about the good and the bad and the ugly. And I think that's another thing that I guess I hate about it is when people are like, "You focus too much on the negative. You let them affect you too much." And it's like, they don't affect us.
It's just
I just like to explain myself.
Just like this podcast, a lot of our conversations always go back to this. We should probably work on not going back to this.
No, I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing. I just think it's the world we live in.
Yeah.
And I honestly feel like the more we talk about it, the easier it is to like today with this. It's okay to be misunderstood. Yeah. I try real hard to be understood, and talking about this, it's just, and we talk about this whether we're on a podcast or not. We just talk. It's just podcast is now. We talk to you guys, or you guys get to jump in on our conversation.
You guys get to listen.
We truly try. We'll end it on this. We truly try to better ourselves. We truly try to learn from our mistakes. We truly try to realize it doesn't matter if someone doesn't understand us. It's all of that. And with this conversation, you guys, get to be a part of and stuff.
Barley.
Well, I'm allowing him to be in here right now because we're wrapping this up. But we truly try. Barley, hey, I let you be in here for a little longer.
No,
go, Barley, out. We truly try to be the best version we can every day. Mm-hmm. Not every day you're gonna be the best version.
No,
and that's okay. As long as you're trying to be better and you're trying to learn from your mistakes. As a human, that's all you can do.
I mean, yeah, because at the end of the day, we're all human.
Yeah.
As long as you're just not okay with being, I mean, everybody's different.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to be like, that's on them. That's totally okay. But
as humans.
Yeah, like me and you are very similar in that fact that for us personally, that's what we view important, I guess.
Yes. We try to be the best version we can. And some days we will be, some days we won't. But as long as we try to learn from it, then we will be able to go to Walmart, get noticed, and have big heads because it's freaking awesome, baby. 5 million views. Guys, we appreciate y'all watching and stuff. I'm pumped about this. I hope y'all like it.
Yeah.
The candles didn't burn as fast as I thought, so I'm pumped about that.
Yeah.
I didn't want to look back and see wax all over the thing.
I don't know if you noticed, I would look every now and then. I'd be like,
unfortunately, I know y'all can't see that, so we do have cactus, we have a rhinoceros, we have a duck. I love the duck. That's my favorite. We have a tent. I feel like that might be your favorite.
I do like the tent a lot.
We do have a Highland cow back there, a coo, and then I like the camera. Baby, grab it real quick, would you?
So this,
we do have to wrap this up. Oh, I don't even know if we have enough. Hold on.
Why is it crickets?
I don't know. You grab that. I'm going to hopefully, please let there be enough memory on this camera.
If it's still going.
It is.
Okay, so my grandpa, he passed away, which you got in trouble.
I did.
For when my grandpa passed away, not going to a party.
A party.
But my grandpa, he was a photographer. He passed away, and I mean, he had all of these old cameras.
Yeah.
And this is one of his old cameras, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think me and him would have got along very well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice dude.
But yeah, we thought that was a cool piece to have. That's a little bit of your grandpa here with us.
Yeah.
And I just think that's super cool. My passion, is I love videography. I love photography. I love being creative. And it just happens that your grandpa was the same way.
Yeah.
So when we have kids, I feel like that's just in the blood.
It's in the blood.
And I would be super curious how our kids turn out.
Or they just take after me and have no creative bone in their body.
As long as they look good and smart. Look smart.
If you got good looks, you can make it through life, right?
Yeah, I'm just lucky I got that. See? And creativities. All right, guys.
The button's right there. You could have gone for it.
Yeah. I like to make the noise myself.
Yeah. All right.
But we do appreciate it. Let us know what you guys thought of this. If you made it this far, because this is our longest one to date.
No, 56 minutes was the last one.
We can keep going. Nah, just kidding. I do got poo-poo.
I got a TV.
I'm very proud that most people talked about your solo cup story.
I know.
Very proud of that. You were reading them comments and
I was laughing. I was like, wow, I cannot believe I told that story. But we out here.
We are not misunderstood when it comes to poop. Y'all know every turn.
Yeah, everybody goes through it. That is one thing in life
that everyone has.
That everybody understands.
Pee and poo.
Whoa.
Bowel movements.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Some BMs.
Some BMs. So don't get in them DMs. Talk about them BMs.
That's a shirt.
That's a good one. All right, we'll end it on that. Do you think we should make a BM shirt? No. Scratch and sniff, baby.
Maybe like a koozie or something.
All right, we can do that.
Yeah,
I'm cool.
I don't know.
All right, guys.
We'll catch you on the next one.
Peace.